only way you can support. You can always look out for people in other ways, and that's what I like to do in my spotlight segment. But without further ado, let's jump into that. If it bleeds, it leads. Oh, computer froze on me a little bit, but I'm back. Um, ladies and gentlemen, um, ladies and gentlemen, it is Olympic. Um, from what I understand, we may be having a little difficulty on YouTube. But ladies and gentlemen, it is Olympic time. One of my favorite times ever. I find myself watching the most random shit during the Olympics, but as usual, US, we are up in the medal count. We don't have the most goals. I think we in like somewhere around like fifth, sixth place as far as the goal count. What up, Brian? But all right, we back on YouTube, good people. But as far as the overall medal count, we are up. We are up, and it's not really close. So, but you know, we the most dominant country, which as far as athletes and everything like that. But producer, bring up my first two clips, please. Well, actually, my first two photos. Philly's own Kalia Cooper in Paris for the Olympics. This young lady is from the hometown. And as I said, I always want to highlight people from the hometown doing a thing, positivity, anything positive. I'm always going to highlight Philly. Producer, can you bring up the next picture, please? Shout out to Coco and Brian. They were the torch holders for the U.S. Coco is a young tennis player doing her thing. They did her dirty in the Olympics, but the young lady does her thing. She, at a very young age, I want to say she might have been like 16, she took Serena Williams through it. Serena was had a hard time with that young lady, but she is 20 now, out at the Olympics doing her thing. Brian, I mean, you can't say enough about Brian. Brian is damn near 40, doing his thing at the Olympics, crushing it. And to have a black man carry the torch for the Olympics is fire. Okay, you can take that down. But I like to remind people of the past. Do y'all remember when Ali had that torch? I remember, I think it was Cedric the Entertainer that said Ali said that Ali almost burned Atlanta down with that torch. Wild times. But producer, play my next video, please. Also, Ryan, you know, if you want to come up on the show, come through, fam. You know where the link at. You know, you always welcome, good brother. But yo, I mean, act like if you wasn't in Atlanta when Ali did that you wouldn't have been a little paranoid. Ali, rest in peace. But yeah, France, y'all out of pocket for that. That was some real random weird shit. I wanted to know what was the inspiration for this, so I went and did my own research, and apparently the guy was supposed to represent a Greek god that is the god of wine and spirits. Also, I think France in general was out of pocket for that depiction of re-representation of the Last Supper. That was some wild shit. I don't play about religion. I am a Christian, and I don't care. I don't care what religion you are. I don't play with people's religions, regardless of what it is. And France, y'all was real out of pocket for that. France, I just want y'all to know, y'all are some crumb bums for that.
You're a crumb creep. I want to fight you. You don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum.
Remember that next time y'all need some help too, because y'all be over there. I'm not gonna go there with that. But yeah, France, that was real out of pocket. Bearded ladies and stuff. It looked like an entire circus. And I usually enjoy the opening ceremony of the Olympics, but that shit was just weird. I was kind of glad that I missed it. But producer, my next clip, please. Lululemon pulls new leggings line that gives customers long butt. Well, I have no real rhyme or reason for this particular post, but when I come across random shit, I'm going to talk about it. First of all, shout out to Lululemon. Living in the area that I do, there's a lot of lights, and Lululemon be giving them lights a little like, ugh. They be caked up a little bit. Now I know it's an illusion, but I appreciate it. Now long butts, that is some wild shit. I know it can't be us. Ladies, if your butt is long, maybe you should do some more squats. I wouldn't suggest the BBL, but that sounds like a yeah, I mean, if your butt not there, your butt not there. I don't think them tights is really going to change that. I I just think long butt is real funny, and I would love to see the complaints that led up to them saying the long butts. That was just some wild shit. Like I said, I had no real rhyme or reason for that particular clip, but I decided to do it anyway. Producer, play my next clip, please.
A moment of fucking silence. No. Keep taking it in. First things fucking first. First of all. Okay? First and foremost, I think we owe me a fucking apology. Yeah. You know how many follows I lost behind my last video? Because I was playing around? Are you not entertained? Are we not all playing around at this point? So when I said
this was absolutely some wild shit. Kamala Harris had Meg Thee Stallion come out for her rally held in Atlanta, and Big Exclusive, bring your comment up. That for sure was her first misstep, and keep on misstepping. And Money 2024, standing on business. But yeah, Kamala, that was wild. That was wildly inappropriate. I don't think that was the place for it. Also, black people, they are playing with our vote. I watched Donald Trump at the standing on business. I watched Donald Trump at the National Black, I think it was National African American Black Journalists Conference or whatever, and the stuff that he was saying there was kind of wild. They asked him about black jobs, and it's a wild time in life. I was watching something the other day, and they said that in the last 3 weeks, we had Donald Trump with an assassination attempt. We had a sitting president call out of the next election. And then we had Kamala Harris get her nomination instead of the president. and they were saying each one of these events are historic events, but we done seen so much shit in our lifetime that shit don't even really phase us at this point, and I think that is absolutely wild. But uh, did you just say? Did you just root for Camilla on my podcast? You don't even bring that comment up. Whatever her name is, mama name her Camilla. I'm gonna call her Camilla. But no, but I know what you were saying. Forgive me, me and my producer are arguing in our private chat. Well, actually, y'all can probably see those comments. But people, regardless if you're going to vote for me or vote for me, I want to make sure that I say I'm gonna have one responsible moment ever in my podcast. Make sure you utilize your right to vote. There is some wild stuff on both sides. I appreciate that. There's some wild stuff being said, and if you don't vote, shut the fuck up and just sit back and watch things happen. But biggest fools, the crazy thing is I was watching a clip from Camilla's rally, and she had Quavo coming up there, and he was speaking about gun violence and how she stands against it. And he said Kamala is standing on bitten ass. I didn't like it. If I was there, I'd have thrown a tomato. But also, I wouldn't go to a rally of hers because she's an opponent at this point. But y'all know how I like to end. If it bleeds, it leads. Producer, play my funny video of the week.
She's had an attitude today for some reason.
This bitch stank. Stop petting me.
Oh my God. No, bring. See, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Okay.
Come on, she acting like she's not in a bad mood, but the whole time in her brain, she's just letting it all loose. Come on, Coda. And technology is crazy.
I'm biting that ass.
All right. Okay. That's enough.
Bitch all in my face.
Act like nigga.
Not to be racist, but damn how do all three of you guys smell like tacos.
All right, G.
Oh my god, I can smell her pH balance from over here.
All right, dude. That's enough of that. Nigga had his nose.
Producer, come up here for a minute. I actually want you up here for the next two segments.
Not he could smell her pH balance from here. That was wild shit, bro.
Now, you had pets, correct?
No, we got no pets in here, bro.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you had a cat. But
Nah, no sir.
I mean, you've had a pet at one point in your life.
Yes.
You ever like wonder what they be thinking?
Yes.
Actually, my cat is disrespectful. She cut out of the camera, but she's literally right there. And sometimes I'm like, "Yo, come here," and she'd be like, she'll look at me and just be like,
"Yo,
and turn her back."
Disrespectful, bro.
I'm like, I think to myself, either she's calling me a bitch or she's calling me a bitch. But also, I'll like walk out and she'll like jump on the counter, and I'm like, "Yo, dog, what are you doing? You know you don't belong up there, and you know you don't belong up there because you got the old shit look on your face."
Like you got caught, right?
Right. But with that being said, let's jump into that lounge talk.
Oh my God, you set me up. Can I just say something on the record out loud in this live?
Say that again.
I just want to put something on the record right quick. We here at the Big Exclusive Network stand by, support, and endorse Sir King Ant Money for President of the United States of America. He's standing on business, as should you.
Yeah, for sure. Now, big exclusive, I didn't set you up with this particular with this particular lounge store. I promise. It's a lighter subject. I thought my guest would have been here. I might be a scheduling conflict, not exactly sure. But when I have guests, I promise I don't want to set them up, so it was lighthearted. But y'all know how I like to do. Actually, I got a little dirt, as Big Exclusive calls it, because I found out I don't have to go to work tomorrow. They decided they wanted to have a family day, and
super chat for that.
so they decided they want to have a family day, and they were like, "Hey, you bring your family? Why would I want to bring my family around you degenerates?"
Listen, I was cracking up when I saw that post, bro. I said, "Your aunt is a wild bull, man."
Yeah, I cleaned it up for like when I sit it in front of the whole office, because I was cleaning off my desk and everything, because I was like, people are coming around. I want them to see the most important person in the office sits here. My desk is distinctively different from everybody else's, but they were like, "You should just clean it up because your family coming." I don't want my distinguished family around y'all. But when another guy said it, I said, "I don't want my family around you degenerates." But so that's why I am drinking the dirt tonight. Boom. But big exclusive.
Yes, sir.
I like to start off lounge talk with my wine cooler topic of the night. If you had to think of a song that describes your life right now, what would it be?
Damn, a song that describes my life right now.
In the current moment, like not like overall, just in this thing. Like if you had to think about last week in a song that would describe it, what would it be?
Damn. I would have to say, you know what? Beanie Siegel, The Truth. I had to face a lot of truths between last week and this week, and I'm better for it. I had to give some people the truth, and hopefully they're better for it.
I could the truth. I can relate to that. It's actually been like, I'm gonna say for the last 2 weeks, it's been like kind of wild. But one thing that I always found funny about being on The Truth is when he said, "Go home, my wife fussing and bitching." Like, motherfucker, won't you change your life? I'm thinking, motherfucker, why not
change my wife? Ignorant bastard.
I always thought that was a wild ass rhyme, and then even in a video, he's sitting there and he pointing at the shorty, like, "Motherfucker, why not change my wife?"
I thought that, but when you look at that, the reality, like, tell me that ain't been a thought of yours, and yet, yeah, I got your hot seat footage, so I know.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But
right.
He was definitely cooking on that one. But if I had to think of a song that describes my life, it came to me on Sunday. I was sitting there just chilling around the crib, recouping before work on Monday. And I got this WDAS mix on Apple Music. It's probably about, I think when I looked at it, it was like 23 hours long. And Philly legend, Phyllis Hyman, R.I.P., Living in Confusion came on. And I was like, damn, this song is so, like, as a kid, I just always liked the way she sung on that song. But when she said, "Feel like I'm always going through changes, living in confusion," I was like, damn, that shit is so relatable in so many ways. I swear, every time it's like, all right, life is good, I got things figured out. There's always curveballs. It could be the kids, it could be the relationship. I mean, work is like always on the low end scale of things. I never let work stress me out. I think I got that from my mother. But I would have to say Phyllis Hyman, Living in Confusion is definitely the tune that
it's funny you say that because one of the songs it was either between The Truth and The Change Gonna Come.
True. I can see that. I can see that. That's honestly one of the things that always helped me get through bad times in life. I've developed this like thought process, and it started when I was in basic training because there was some days in basic training that was just rough as shit. And I just remember sitting here thinking like, damn, it's rough right now. But in like 3 months, I'm gonna look back at this very moment, and this moment is not even gonna matter. And that's like the thought that I've always kind of had that helped me get through like rough times in life. I am not going to lie to you, and it is going to sound very crazy. I actually hate the Sam Cooke song, The Change Gonna Come.
Damn.
I think that when Barack was running for president, the way they ran it back and back and back, like WDAS had that shit on repeat. I just always felt like I just got tired of the song at a certain point. But
man, that nigga said it's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. Man, like talking about some shit that hit home.
Also, are you familiar with the dynamic between Sam Cooke and Bobby Womack?
Man, with the hold on, is it the situation with the woman or the wives?
It is wild. The one thing that from the beginning they said that Sam Cooke kind of took him under his wing. He like really loved Sam Cooke. And when he died, he actually like wore one of Sam Cooke's suits to the funeral. And after like so much time of being around his wife, checking on her, make sure she was good, they developed a sexual relationship, which is not completely strange to me because you spend enough time with somebody and y'all both in like a vulnerable state. I can see that happening. I don't really have an issue with that there. But from what I understand, his family was not too fond of that relationship. And when they went to Chicago, I believe this is where they're both from, they beat both their asses.
Get the fuck out here.
Damn. I want to say they broke Sam Cooke's jaw. I mean, not Sam Cooke, Bobby Womack. They broke his jaw in that altercation. And then he went on to date Sam Cooke's daughter.
So it says here, so here's the full story about Bobby Womack married his close friend Sam Cooke's wife just 2 months after Sam died. I knew that part, but you didn't know the rest of the story. You must remember I was Sam's guitar player for a long time. We were very close. I actually feel like that he would want me to do this. I stayed around her during the crisis. She really needed someone at the time. Love is love, and that's what it is with us. When I told her how I felt, she was shocked. It took her a while to get adjusted to the idea. Asked how long it took Miss Cooke to give her consent to the marriage. He added 3 weeks to a month. Sam's father objected to the marriage, stating, "What we don't like is a 30-year-old woman marrying this 20-year-old boy who's bringing him in Sam's 11-year-old girl, Linda." Bobby, who was Sam's protege, played with his brothers in the group The Valentinos. Never even heard of the Valentinos, bro.
Right.
The Bobby married Barbara. They were ostracized from their families and faced with hostile crowds. I don't want to read this whole thing, but I never knew that, bro. I never knew that. That is heavy.
Yeah. Bobby Womack, thank you for If You Think You're Lonely Now. And there's another song I really like. That's The Way I Feel About You. That's actually my favorite Bobby Womack song. But for this moment, Bobby Womack, you are a crumb bum.
Oh, wait, I wasn't ready for that one. Bobby, a crumb bum? You
Bobby is a crumb
You're a crumb creep. I want to fight you. But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum.
Yes, where y'all at tonight? y'all acting crazy. But
I was just thinking that same thing. Like, where everybody at?
Where everybody at? It's the end of the summer. Everybody getting them end of the summer turn ups up. It's all right. It's all right. Y'all be
They gonna hate me for this, but I'm so looking forward to the summer being over, bro.
Damn, really?
Seriously, bro.
You know what? I can relate to that for the simple fact that I feel that the fall has always been like in my adult life the time that I like. That's the time that I feel kind of I might focus the most because you're coming off of the summer, is less to do. It's a lot. It starts getting colder, so you're not out as much, and I'm like really locking in and with my thoughts. And I think that's where I plan where I want everything to go for the next year, as opposed to like right before the end of the year. So I can relate to that. But what makes you say that you don't really do it with the summer? What makes you say you're ready for it to be over, rather?
I have a couple reasons. One, I hate dealing with anything over, let's call it 75 degrees, 75, 80 degrees. I don't like dealing with at all. Okay. I always say it's easier to warm up than it is to cool off.
Okay.
The other thing, you know, my kids get back in school. It allows me to save some money. It allows me, like you said, to lock in on focus on some stuff that I want to get done by the end of the year. Fall fashion choices are always better, in my opinion. Because you have that weather where you can either go with shorts. Fuck, some days you could put on a hoodie. I just like fall fashion. I like fall weather. Football season is back.
True.
I like the
what up,
fall.
Drew?
I like the fall food, the spices that you start getting in your chai teas, especially if you make it homemade. The food I just feel like is better in the fall. You know what I mean? Again, going into the holiday season, with the exception of, you know, super missing my mom and my brother, you know, you tend to see your family maybe a little bit more than you would, in my opinion, or at least that's the way it works in my family. Yeah, I'm just a fan of the fall, man.
Okay, I dig that. But let's jump into the lounge talk topic for this evening. So we had a conversation last week about well, not last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, about Sexy Red and about how people don't like her music being played around their kids. Now, that's fine, but I came across something that I was going to just talk about it, and if it bleeds, it leads, but I think it's a little bit deeper of a topic when I thought about it. So this past week, Kanye West took his daughter Northwest to go see Deadpool, and he received a lot of backlash because although it's a superhero movie, the movie has a lot of inappropriate jokes and a lot of violence in it. So people were saying that they thought it was inappropriate to take your kid to a rated R movie and they're under the age where they wouldn't be able to see that on their own. Now, because there's not too many people up here, I'm gonna just throw it out there. Producer, we're gonna jump right into it. I want to drop the link and I want to know what they got to say about that.
Say that.
Yeah, because I'm a participant. I can't feel like I could get completely violent on this one, but we're gonna talk. How do you feel about that first?
First, I think people need to shut the fuck up and mind their business. That's first and foremost.
Okay.
Secondly, everybody has the responsibility of raising their own kids the way they see fit.
True.
Kanye may feel like his daughter is mature enough to watch it, or maybe he thinks she's immature enough not to understand the innuendo and some of the language in the movie. First and foremost, anything that would be in that movie that would get it rated R, is a warning to parents to say this isn't for children. So you have the warning, you know, going in.
Right.
So, give you an example. I would take both my daughters to see Deadpool and Wolverine if they wanted to go. Simply because, number one, my kids aren't overly sexualized. They're not going to understand much sexual innuendo anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And if we needed to, we would have the conversation if they had questions. Language, okay. I don't have an issue with language because I'm not naive enough to think these kids are out here in this world we live in today not hearing curse words. So that's a thing of the past, bro. So we got to get out of these antiquated ideas. They're going to hear curse words, social media, movies, cartoons, even, and just out in public generally. You have people out here who lean more conservatively, who are teaching their kids about guns and weapons and how to use them. They're teaching their kids how to hunt, how to use knives, how to fish, gut fish. At the end of the day, it is our responsibility to raise our own kids. First and foremost, we shouldn't be bending to any societal pressure when it comes to raising our kids because we as adults had our own experiences that we learned from. True. I tell people sometimes they might have an issue with the way I raise my kids when it comes to school. School, to me, I believe, in my opinion, is the pipeline to prison. So when my daughters wake up and they say, Daddy, I'm not feeling school today, I don't want to go, or I need a mental health day, or Daddy, I just don't want to go. Guess what? They don't fucking go. And they've been honor roll students since kindergarten. Okay? So attendance, I don't give a fuck about perfect attendance. To me, that's training them to punch a time clock every day. And what I'm trying to train them to do is work so you can make your own schedule. Whether it means starting your own business or being in the field where you have the ability to do as you want or do as you please. So that's the mentality I'm trying to instill in people. That's why I started this off by saying people need to mind their fucking business. Like at the end of the day, you don't have to deal with the repercussions of him taking his daughter to see Deadpool and Wolverine. You don't know what kind of conversations they've had about it. You don't know if he sat her down and prepared her for that. You don't know. Kanye powerful enough. He probably got an edited screen version or whatever. I don't know. But people need to mind their fucking business, especially with shit like this when we got bigger fish to fry. People get so caught up in these celebrity lives and not realizing, what are you doing with your own fucking kid?
Yeah, right? I definitely understand that. And honestly, I've never edited anything that my daughter consumed as far as media, because I feel like I've always had this thought process where I'm going to give my daughter the morals that I want her to live by, but I'm going to allow you to make your own decision making. Now, with me never being a person that sits back and monitors what she consumes musically, she ended up, her first favorite singer ended up being Taylor Swift. Then it was P&B Rock, which really threw me off because going from Taylor Swift to P&B Rock was wild. And currently it's Billie Eilish. And that's with me not monitoring what she listens to. With movies, I find it very interesting because, I don't know, I feel that people look at music and movies a little different. Now, I think it may come down to the fact that when you look at a movie, you know you're looking at something that's not real. With music, I think some people may feel that it's harder for a younger person to decipher that. But I remember...
But yeah, do you understand why, though? Not to cut you off, but the difference is she's not going to sit there and watch Deadpool back-to-back 9,000 times. She may hear Taylor Swift on the radio. She may hear it on a commercial. And she may hear it in her own playlist 99,000 times, which means she's being fed it more and that she's consuming more of it. So those tones, you know, she picks up on the language she'll be exposed to more frequently. But again, Taylor Swift is, you know, she's a relationship happy artist, so you don't mind that as much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I couldn't imagine either one of our daughters consuming MF Doom all day, every day. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's a difference. Like the tonality and the range of where the music is. For me personally, you know, my daughters like the same Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish. It was just one, I can't remember this girl name, but she was Megan Trainor is another one that they like. But ultimately, I monitor everything, bro, and not like on some helicopter shit or some overbearing shit. It's just when they sleep, I'm going to get the phones and I'm checking, you know, what was played. I'm checking games, what was messaged. I'm going through everything with a fine-tooth comb, just to make sure I'm still on the same page with my kids. Even their text messages, I'm going through all of that, bro.
Yeah, her mom was really good because I mean, her mother being the custodial parent, her mom was good with just random, like grabbing her phone. She'd go to the shower, mom would grab her phone, run through it, and it was never anything inappropriate. And the few times that there has been inappropriate moments, like some stuff you just can't defend against. Somebody sent my daughter a penis picture, and she was like, "You pervert." Now I was actually surprised that she used this wording because she was all of like 10 or 11 years old. But she was like, "You pervert. I'm gonna call the cops." And she gave the phone to her mom, and when her mom sat there and messaged the guy had apparently texted the wrong phone number. It was like a digit off, and he was looking for another man. So unfortunate coincidence, but I was glad that my daughter had the wherewithal to go take the phone to her mom and show her like, "Yo, mom, this is going on. I don't know." But
yeah, that's a direct result of y'all parenting. So again, kudos to you and mom. Because again, if she was one of those ones that was just lost and didn't have, you know, a certain level of guidance, you know what I mean, she probably would have hid it from mom.
Right.
And I'll give you an example. If she felt like she was neglected, mom was at work all the time, and mom didn't care what she was doing or what was going on, maybe she would have handled it differently. But the fact that you guys are present in her life, and when I say present, you don't have to be the custodial parent to be present. It's clear that you're a presence in your daughter's life. So again, you know, salute to both of y'all for being present, and salute to your daughter for having the wherewithal to report that immediately. That's something that I drill into my girls all the time.
Yeah, also, like me and my daughter, she was a little bit more talkative this week than she normally would. But my daughter really showed me that she has the ain't shit part of my personality. She came across a picture of me at like, I want to say I might have been 18. I had my baggy white tee on, super big jeans. I had a Yankee head on to the back, and I was just like, at the time, I wasn't smiling in none of my pictures. It was mean mugs on all the pictures. And my daughter was like, "This is how I feel when I go to work." And at first, I didn't catch it because the picture didn't come through. But she went back and was like, "Oh, I forgot to send a picture." She sent the picture, and I was like, "First of all, where did you even get this?" Then she said, "Look at you. You was too cool for school." And I was like, "You know what?" Definitely my child. But I also thought it was interesting because my mom had on the weekends, her and my dad worked like weird Saturday shifts for they worked weird shifts for a long time. So there would be times that we go to both of my grandmother's houses or whatever. And I remember a lot of times we would spend the night at my grandmother's house up north on the weekends. And that was the grandma where long as your ass was in the house before it got dark, she didn't care. If she looked outside, if you wasn't there, she better know where you at. But we could roam when we was at my aunt crib now up north. But when I was 4 years old, my aunt took me to see New Jack City twice. It was a group of us. It was about me, 10 of my cousins, 10 of my younger cousins, and like 3 of my older cousins. And my mom was like, "Damn, that movie was that good that y'all went to see it twice?" My mom said she was mortified when she went to watch New Jack City and found out that we went to the movies to watch it twice. And I can tell you, I remember loving that movie. I remember like later on, me and my one cousin Jamal, shout out to my cousin Magic. His birthday tomorrow. Shout out to you, cuz. I'll be up north to have a shot with you. Me and him on Saturdays, we both had a movie that we really liked. His was Boys in the Hood. I never was too big on Boys in the Hood. Okay movie, but I was never too big on it. My movie was always Menace to Society. So I would watch Menace to Society because I was older, and then we would watch Boys in the Hood in the morning, and then we would watch it again at night. And my mom probably didn't know that when we was going to grandma's house, I was watching Menace to Society every Saturday I was over there. But it never had a bad effect on me. There was nothing that made me want to go out and commit different acts. Well, I will say I always had an infatuation for wanting to stomp somebody the way Kane did on that one part. But outside of that, I don't think it had a negative effect on me. But I think once again it goes back to what you said in regard to that positive reinforcement.
Right, I agree. Just to go back to the Boys in the Hood Menace Society situation, it was never either or for me. They both equally, for me at least, were great movies in my opinion. I always disassociated myself because to me it always felt like, well, that's them niggas on the West Coast. We ain't ganged up, we ain't flagged up, like we ain't got nothing. I mean, I understood as I got older, I understood the story and what it meant. But back then there was a disassociation in my opinion because nobody looked like that in my neighborhood. Now maybe if it was shot in Philly and it was like, you know, that Philly swag, that Philly, you know, essence, maybe I would have felt different. Maybe it would have affected me differently. But the reality for me was that I lived that shit every day in West Philly, right? With the JBM
Right.
and the different factions that were going to war for, you know, drug blocks that did $30,000 a day some days. They was killing each other over shit like that. So for me, I get to see it live. I witnessed, you know, not witnessed, but I had friends who, you know, didn't make it, who got killed. I actually watched my old head with the same name as me. We have the same exact name. People used to think I was his son, but he was just my next door neighbor. And I watched him. I'd never forget this. I had rented, it was like WrestleMania. And I remember putting WrestleMania in, it just getting started. And I heard a gunshot. So I look out the window and the guy with the same name as me was standing in front of my door. The other guy was across the street with a snub nose 38. And he was like, yo, he was like, man, you ain't going to shoot me. So backstory right quick. The guy with my name that was in front of my door had took the boy glasses. They was Alpinos. If you know anything about the 90s, you know, early to mid 90s, Alpinos was the shit.
Right.
So, you know, main man Shannon had took the Alpinos, and I can't really say dude's name, but dude was coming back to get him, and he shot in the air like, yo, you gonna give me back my glasses? And boy was like, man, I ain't giving you back shit. You gonna have to shoot me. And lo and behold, he shot that motherfucker, man. He shot at him the other, I think it was like 5 times. And when he shot him, he like jumped up and then he hit him in the face. But dude survived. He survived. Like he was in front of my door, bleeding profusely. We had to fucking pull out like bleach and dish detergent to scrub the pavement super hard to get the blood off. Because, you know, they had roped it off for a while.
Right.
But yeah, I seen all of that shit. So I lived through it. So none of me wanted to be in that lifestyle, honestly. I just didn't. I'm like, yo, I seen I had bullets fly at me. So I understood all of that shit, man. None of that shit had me wanting to be part of it, man, at all.
I dig that. I think one thing that kind of had me mind blown when I was talking to somebody and they had a misconception of what Philly was like, because the person had said like, yeah, Philly got gang violence, and I was like, maybe in the 80s, maybe in the 70s. Well, not even the 80s, probably like 60s and 70s. But then I described the way people are about their neighborhoods, and she was like, So you had people from different neighborhoods that will go to war at times for whatever the reason may be. She was like, that's like a form of gang violence. Mind blown. I was mind blown by that because I
we
never
just
looked at
didn't
it.
attach it to colors. Like, it wasn't a color thing. Like you had gangs, and it was just a way of differentiating who was who. But it was more or less the neighborhood. 49th Street, 46th Street, 41st, 43rd, 39th, 38th, 34th, and they all had names for that block, right? And that's how they went to war. But the thing about it is, once it was over, once like the main people got killed and locked up, like it was over. Like maybe the people under them tried to keep it going, but it would never be the same. So it'd be like different people come and take over the block, or they just stopped altogether, and then new people would move in. But it was never like no togetherness like that, whereas though it was a gang. Now the kids now, the generation that I'm catching on YouTube and No Gun Zone and Philly Reddit, it's different.
Wild time.
It's different. It's way different. It's scary out there, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Glad
why
I never
work and go in the house.
Glad that I've always been like a J. Cole where I just watch things from the sidewalk play out. Never jumped into the street. But with that being said, producer, let's jump into that spotlight. So, producer, tell the good people what you got going on this weekend.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we got the Flavor Fusion. You can get you some banana pudding, the world's best banana pudding, for $8, or you can get you some salmon rice for $15. You can get the both. You can get the combo for $23. It's only Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays only. Trying to start something, man. Like OG, y'all know him from the Big Exclusive Podcast. He make this salmon and seafood rice that's crazy. People always ask for it. As a matter of fact, he brought it to the last potluck we had as a network. People loved it. They always asking him or telling him he should sell it. So finally he is. Me with the banana pudding, kind of like the same thing. Like I make it. It really wasn't no big deal for me. I just like to bring it to functions. Brought it to the potluck. They like, yo, can you make me some next week? Found myself needing to make it. And then I had just stopped because it just got tiresome. I got tired of they making that shit every weekend. But now, we brought it back. We got the Fire and Ice Flavor Fusion. It's going to be pretty much every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If the demand demands us to do it every day, we will. But for right now, it's just available Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The number is on the screen. For the people listening to the audio, 267-631-1078. That's if you're in the Philadelphia area, 267-631-1078. And I hope you get to try some of this stuff when you come up.
No. Because my next question was going to be when y'all start serving. I feel like a crackhead asking that.
So I would say we I just talked to OG. We're going to start serving at probably 12, 1 o'clock.
That's afternoon. Perfect, because I'm off tomorrow and I'm coming back to Philly early. So I definitely coming through for mine's early. Looks like I got lunch tomorrow. But
yeah, bro, I'm gonna have to get you to do a testimonial, bro, because at the end of the day, I need the people to know,
hey,
and be honest. I'm gonna tell you this from the door. Be honest. I don't care how brutally honest you are. That's the only way it gets better. Now, granted, I might not use it and post it on the internet, but then again, it just depends. But just be honest, bro, because for real, the only way to pudding get better, I think, is perfect as it is. Like, there's no real bananas in it because I don't like the way the bananas leach out inside the pudding. But you can get it with bananas by request only. I would just need to know the day before.
Okay.
And that way I can make everybody happy. And people can have their real bananas and their banana pudding.
Listen,
but I'm
don't have it here looking like O'Malley.
Huh?
Don't have
hey, yo, that's hey, yo, that would be fucking hilarious. Now that I would post on the internet. I would post that on the internet. Like it make the face, cut the camera. As a matter of fact, we should parody that. You should actually do that.
Wait,
I would actually
that's
post
a fire
that.
advertisement.
Yeah. I film you. You taste the banana pudding. You'd be like, cut the camera.
Yo, it was funny because last week, actually, I forgot to send you the video. Last week, he was somewhere else, and he started eating, and you could tell whatever he was eating, he genuinely enjoyed it. Like you could tell by his facial expression. It wasn't phony or anything. It was legit like it. And they was like, "You don't gotta cut the camera off for this." He almost spit it out. It was hilarious because I could tell, like in that moment, he was really enjoying the food, and that wasn't on his mind. But when a person said it, it was like, "Oh shit!" and he almost spit it out. But
why nobody asked him like why hasn't he made a video about legit what happened in that situation, bro? I would love to hear
across moments like this. I don't want to know the backstory because I don't want that moment ruined in my mind.
No,
you want to know
do.
Another moment that was similar to it that somebody compared this to that had me dying was when AR Ad walked in and saw a crib and was like, "This shit is filthy." That is him.
Never seen that.
What'd you say?
I never seen that, bro.
You never seen it? He was coming to visit her because she had just had a surgery, and he had it like a bag for her with like something in it. And he walked in and he looked, and you could tell it was like a knee-jerk reaction because as he said it, he like lowered his voice before he finished it. He walked in, he was like, "This shit is filthy." Hey, so. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna bring up that video and I'm gonna tag you to it. But also, y'all heard me allude to in the beginning of the show the exclusive content that we promised y'all. I promise that y'all dollars are not going to you in vain. I filmed my hot seat episode last Saturday, and when I tell you, honestly, I didn't want it to end, and I kept my promise. I did not skip any questions. I answered everything open and honestly. You can tell because there was a couple times that I went to talk and I said, "Should I tell it?" I already obligated myself. I'm gonna tell the story the way it happened. I tell you, I honestly, the producer told me before the show started that the show is going to air tomorrow at 9, and you can watch it a couple times. A few of y'all going to look at me a little different. So if it's one of my older family members, don't watch it. Or if you are going to watch it, don't ask me no questions at the next family gathering. But fire episode.
Definitely a fire episode.
Producer did a great job with the questions. Tip did a good job asking and delivering the questions. And me, I was the open book that I tend to be. That honesty and transparency thing. It just coincides with the lack of self-control all in the one, and then you have the hot seat. When I tell you it's a fire episode, make sure you go and check that out. But ladies,
while I was watching it, trying to figure out what to edit, it was like it don't really need no edit. It just need to go out. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if I would have your same courage. But I'll say this: Ant made the shit look easy, and the hot seat ain't supposed to look easy. He made that shit look easy.
I think it's just two things about myself. I've always been, well, not always. It took me a while to learn it that honesty is just the best key, and then the lack of self-control. So I was just letting stuff flow. There were certain moments where Tiff looked intrigued, certain moments where she looked aroused, and then certain moments where she just looked downright disappointed.
It definitely ran the gamut, bro. Definitely.
But ladies and gentlemen, definitely check that out. I can't wait for it to drop because I'm going to check it out and probably be sitting there laughing like I wasn't the one that was getting interviewed. But ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the show. Y'all was quiet today. I don't like that shit. You know what? Yeah, right? I have turned up next episode. We gonna have to talk about this shit. But Big exclusive. Anything for the good people before we close out tonight?
Man, get y'all membership so y'all can watch Ant Hot Seat. Just go to YouTube, to Big Exclusive Network on YouTube. Click join for the low price of $4.99. You get to check out. It's a couple episodes of the Hot Seat on there that I feel like are very interesting.
Wait, we got more than one episode of Hot Seat?
It's actually 5 episodes of Hot Seat, but only 2 I got consent to release. The other 3 I need consent because, well, the only reason I didn't get consent from you is because you're on the network. So I didn't need your consent.
I told you from the rip.
Yeah, but like the people outside the network, I have to get them to give me a release form because I'm using their images and I'm putting it out there, and it's a paid subscription. So I gotta have their permission, their signature to actually be able to put it up. And the lesson from that is get it before I do any filming, so I don't run into this issue again. But promise, as soon as I get the signature, they will go up. Tiff is filming her hot seat this weekend, I believe. So hers will go up. OG filming one someday next week, and he got some stories. But yeah, just get your subscription.
On a hot seat is going to be insane.
Yeah,
Tiff the hot seat is going to be insane. Hey, Creamy, where you at? I would love to see you in a hot seat.
She signed up for a hot seat as well. Yep.
Tiff, Creamy, and Nikki are 3 people I for sure, and Angry OG for sure want to see all them on a hot seat episode.
Yeah. Also, another person, the mistress of debauchery, Gina, over on the Head Nerds in Charge, from the Unicorn Show, is trying to fit it in her schedule for Tuesday or Wednesday next week.
Oh.
And if you ever watched her show, you know the debauchery is real, and that hot seat gonna be. She probably gonna make it look easy too, though. But the fact is, I'm sure she got. I got some questions that I feel like are gonna make
flamers for.
I do, bro. I do. Hopefully, fingers crossed, she able to film Tuesday or Wednesday. But that's another thing. Summertime, everybody always busy. Yeah. So it's hard to catch up with people. In the fall, they like, all right, let's link up right quick and we can get it done. Summertime, people over here doing this and they doing that. They got the kids because the kids is home. So yeah, that's another reason I can't wait for the summer to be over. But yeah, that's all I have for you. And thanks for inviting me on. I appreciate you.
Not
a problem for president.
Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all's a little quiet tonight. I ain't really like it. We gonna turn up next week. I know it's the dead of this. I mean, it's the end of the summer. Y'all getting y'all summer fun out. But listen, first of all, Sir King and Money for President 2024, standing on business. But as always, I appreciate y'all checking me out tonight. Y'all better catch the recap. All my episodes is fire. But enjoy y'all weekend. Be safe. Peace and blessings.